Yeah, I think this is good. I just want to make sure that from a design standpoint, I do have a nice line. It's not just about squishing it, it's also making sure that this line it's creating here is an appealing line. I think I might need to smooth here, this whole region, so I don't have any lumpiness. Yeah, that should be good enough. This is not bad at all. Right, so turn off edit mode. See what I have with it off, on. Okay, that works. Look at the back side, off, on. Yeah, that's a good result for an adduction of the arms. Alright, so now I'm going to do the same thing I did above. I'll just duplicate it twice. And make sure I erase everything here. Well, we're not erasing anymore, we're masking. So I'll grab my mask tool. If I toggle this, I only see it affecting one side. So now let me get the other one. Go edit. And erase this side. Well, mask it, not erase. I just want to be mindful of the language I'm using because it is a different tool. Erase was misbehaving, was doing some, giving a multiplied effect. Alright, so now disable it, turn off edit mode, and just check to make sure it's just impacting the right side, and it's working. So that's it for these two. I think what I'm going to do now is wire them up. So I'm going to set them up with the humerus joint, and let's just make sure it's working nicely before we move on to the shoulder girdle work, which we will knock out in one sitting too. So I'm going to do this. I just like to put this over here just to remind myself I have to delete this. Source humerus adduction. And so that these two will be deleted shortly. Alright, so it's time to set up these drivers. I'm going to come here into my driver window. I saved the bookmark as, let me show you, I called it blend shape decompose matrix triggers, right? And the way bookmarks work, every time you update it, I think you have to resave it. So I might end up deleting this and just keep resaving it as the same name. But let's get this one done. So I'm going to unhide everything, and in this instance, I also want this. This would be the humerus bone we're looking for. That one and that one. Add it to the graph. And there they are. Try to organize everything properly. Let me expand this temporarily. Put the left up top and the right at the bottom so we don't confuse ourselves. Alright, so I'll load in two decompose matrix nodes. Wire the offset parent matrix. To an input. And call this decompose matrix underscore PSD left humerus abduction adduction, because call this the right side. Alright, so those are our two decomposed matrices. Make them accessible. Go to the set driven key window. Start with the left side, load it as the driver. So we're looking for rotate output, rotate Y, and the first blend shape we're going to grab, the first target we're going to grab, not under intermediary, under there. We load that in. I have to make sure that both of them are on and that they are set to 0 for now. Well, let me turn everything on, make sure everything is set to 0. So at this 0 state, I'm going to take that, set a key, and do the same for the left side adduction, and I'm going to set a key here. So I want to keep track of what is receiving the keys. All right, then I can now set this to -48. And so now that it's at -48, our focus is on the abduction. So I go to abduction left here, make sure I crank that up to 1, and I set a key. All right, and then I can now take this and go all the way down. I don't quite remember the number we were at. I think we were at 32. Yes, around 32. And now I need to focus on the adduction. So I'm going to select left side adduction, and I'm going to crank it up and set a key. So let's test this out. So when I'm down here, it's triggered. When I go to my default pose, it returns to the 0. And when we return to a 90-degree angle, it triggers the abduction. So we have adduction fix and abduction. So it's working nicely. All right, do the other side. So I'm going to grab this decompose matrix here, load it as the driver. We're looking for rotate Y, and this is already in here. We're on the right side now. So at the 0 state, I'm going to set a key for abduction on the right side, and set another key for adduction on the right side. And you see the 2 nodes pop up. And now I'm going to rotate this to that -48. And I'm going to go to abduction on the right side here, set a key, and then I can now rotate it down to that 32 for abduction. Select abduction on the right side, adduction on the right side to 1. There we go. And then key. Now on this side too, we can do a test. If I abduct the arm, it should trigger the fix on top of the clavicle, and when I come down here, it should trigger the fix for adduction. So both of them are working, and you can see the triggers going off in the shape editor. So that's going to be it for these two. I do think I should probably allow at least one of them to keep triggering. Yes, let me do that. Let's go to the graph editor, go to animation editors, graph editor, and we're looking for abduction. This is the one. So come here, go curves, pre-infinity, cycle with offset. Yes, and that's the one. So now you see it keeps triggering, and it does look slightly better. Again, not that it matters because I would never do this. I just realized that they are looking better when they're allowed to continue triggering beyond the point. Just in case sometimes I go just a little bit higher, I don't want a complete mess. So it's okay to let these trigger forever. But this doesn't need it. This here, when we do an adduction, there's no need to keep triggering it. It's fine if it just stops. I'm not even going to go beyond that because her hand cannot go through her hips. All right, so I'm just going to get the other side done. go close enough to notice the change. Go curves, pre-infinity, cycle with offset. Yeah, and that's it. So that is fine, and that's pretty much it for the lateral movement of the upper arm, or the humerus, or what I suppose the advanced skeleton calls the shoulder. All right, so we're done with the triggers for that. It's doing the correct thing when we adduct and when we abduct on both sides. So let's move to the shoulder girdle. There's quite a lot to do here. The first one is going to be pretty easy because it's all of them together. And then we worry about retraction and protraction. I think there's a little bit of a fix to do on protraction, because when I come forward like this, there's this weird dent, and I definitely need to fix this. I don't want this sinking in like that. So there's fixes on the front, and definitely the back, we're going to do the pinching of the skin that's caused by the scapula. By the way, there's a little bit of an error here that I didn't notice that could use a little bit of smoothing, and I'm going to fix these two separately because I'm not going to redo all this stuff, but I will enable this left side on the adduction, hit edit, and just do a little bit of a smoothing here, so you can go in and keep fixing them upon completion. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a smooth job. There's like this spike over there. Once again, I shouldn't be playing too much over here, but actually no, it's not a bad idea to have some secondary movement caused by this over here, especially if this is going to produce a break like that. So I'm going to deactivate that. I'm going to set this one again. This is why it's good to have those whole numbers, by the way. You can always remember. It's minus 42. It's minus 48. Yeah, and that's what sets it to 1. And we come over here on the right side, enable edit mode, select our mesh, activate the smooth, and just do a smooth here just to clean that up. Alright, so it's fine if it's just slightly different. Again, asymmetry is not a bad thing. Alright, so that's it for the fix, and we should be good now.